Welcome back to Build and Relax, and this time I'm going to be talking about the wheel gray Sazabi. Now this has been in my backlog for a little bit, and I finally got to build it. I have heard very good things about this kit from other people, and frankly, they're right. I was not disappointed. This is a fun kit to build and a fun kit to pose, and definitely a eye candy in my opinion. Now this is a pose that I have in my shelf before I decided to take it off the shelf and start reviewing them. Now, so I can, with the shield off, I can look at the figure closely, and then I'll look at the accessories. So first off, ignoring the wires and the bottom. If you have watched my previous review, you know what that is. I will not spoil it. But looking at the figure itself, I have put down the basic foil stickers. It's a very large sticker sheet. I didn't bother to put everything on because I think it's too crowded for my taste, so I basically just put the ones that are much more noticeable, like the on the front skirt, the music signal symbol. The ones on the shoulder are usually the most obvious one to see. Some on the funnels. Now keep in mind, I have this kit built and put on the shelf for probably a month now, and I noticed that some of these stickers have been peeling off, which is, I guess, one of the reasons why I should have top coated sooner. But I wasn't sure if this is the last thing I want to do, so I wasn't sure. So as you can see, the worst part is the ones that are not flat surface, the ones that are going around. The fuel tank, for example, is peeling off already. Now I'm keeping it in a very cool storage site, so it's not like a very hot, humid area. So even with that, the dry, cool area is still peeling off, so I don't think these stickers are gonna last very long time. With that said, I'd like to look at the articulation a little bit. So the head can move side to side. I could rotate 360 if I want to, but I'm not gonna force it. There's no reason to rotate the head 180 when you pose for any reason. The shoulder can pretty much is loose because it's just sitting in the joint that's connecting the actual arm to the torso. It's kind of very standard in the real gray line and even some of the master gray line. Some of the features of the shoulder, it can open to reveal the inner frame. This is reminiscent of the master gray as well, but this one doesn't have as much opening gimmick. It still has a lot of the features, such as the thrusters on the shoulder. Now, one thing I want to say is I heard about other reviews. Some of them have been warning people about the shoulder. I took note of that, and as I built it, I was really careful. I have no issue whatsoever as I was building the kit that I was in any way worried about breaking anything. Didn't even come close. That's what I'm trying to say. So could be just something that, as you build anything that's small, like a wheel gray, you come with a lot of small parts, especially 1/144 scale. You should tend to be careful in general, because it is a plastic kit after all, and small parts tend to break easily in the way you try to press it. Well, rule of thumb: do not force anything. If it doesn't go in, try to find out what's causing it. Don't force it. That's how I build all my kits, and without breaking them for the most part anyway. There we go. The arm, forget to mention, you can open the cockpit. The cockpit on the Sazabi is actually inside the head. So now you can, if I just look closely, you can now see that. I didn't bother putting the green foil stickers on the eyes, as I'll tell you. If you watch, you'll see why I don't put that on. The arms can rotate. Even after building this for many weeks, the joints are still very tight, so there's really no issue of posing the kit and worry about it snap apart or come apart anyway. Kind of the opposite of Sinangel, real great Sinangel. So you got the side skirt thrusters. You can pull it down a little bit to reveal some of the intricate of the inner frame. Looking from the back, you have the movable fuel tanks, and then you have the thrusters. That's one issue I was gonna wait, but it came apart. So this is the one of the very few loose parts that I have. I don't really have anything else falling apart other than this for some reason. I guess because it's not a moving part, I can, if I want to, I could glue it on or use some dry nail polisher or cement. Let it dry and then put it back on. It should hold better in place if I don't want as an alternative of gluing. So the back skirt again can have some intricate part that you can move to reveal the inner frame. In my opinion, I kind of like it with the armor. I don't like to open up all the panels to reveal the inner frame. I think the kit looks nice itself as is. That's my opinion. And the leg can move up. The shaw kick about 90 degrees, and then backward bend. This is pretty much standard, but for a kit this bulky, I think that's pretty impressive in my opinion. The Master Gray, I think can do that too, but well, this is a wheel gray, and it kept its bulkiness, but it seems to be able to pose a little bit better than the Master Gray. Well, for the arms, a lot better. The waist can go a little bit side to side. The legs, in the instruction manual tells you if you, let's see, I can show you, can kick side like that. If you move the joint of the leg connecting to the crotch down like this, it's showing on the other side too. Right here, you can do a little bit more articulation, but also that's what makes the front crotch piece coming out. So if you do that, you can do a little bit more than 90 degrees, but in return you lose some stability when you're trying to make him stand. So anyway, that's about articulation. Nothing too outstanding, but at the same time, again, this is a bulky kit, so if it has the same type of articulation as not a bulky kit, this should be fairly noted to be a very positive. So try to get the arm back and tight together. Accessories, you have the funnels. Each of them can actually be removed and deployed. So, and then each of the funnel flaps, when it's deployed, it can open. So just zoom in a little bit. So there you go, just like the way it's shown in the anime. Again, the stickers, the foil stickers on it is peeling apart a little bit. It's only been a month, up to a month, I think. That's how long I built it. It comes with a shield. I put the axe, beam axe on it. Now I gotta remove it. Show the shield, very nice detail. I haven't panel lined it, but you can still see the details of it without panel lining it. I don't know if I want what color I want the panel line, and the foil stickers on the side I use, but of course the main one is the symbol, the Xeon. Of course, if it come with water slide, it'd be even better, because then you cannot see the box on the foil stickers. But that's maybe one of the nitpicks. Comes with a beam rifle. Kind of like, I guess it looked like a shotgun to me, actually. Because, well, this is the way this reload. The equip can detach, but they only give you one, so there's no point of doing it. In terms of hands, they give you 3 pairs of hands. The one using on the holding the beam rifle, of course, is the trigger hands, and then it will has open hands, close fits, and the one that can hold a beam saber. So of course, looking at this first, the way you can do before if you didn't assemble, you can just attach it like that, but since I have assembled, I have to disassemble it before I can attach it to one of these pegs. And it will hold in place. See? Put the rest of the hand together, and it gives you the illusion of it holding it if I puck it back into the hand. So you got some articulation on the width section. Beam effect parts, it give you the green ones, which I think, unfortunately, on the anime is yellow, but they think it's green. I guess maybe it's in the manga is green. So you can attach it any way you want. It comes with similar accessory as the Master Grade. So you can either hook up just the long one or the short one. They give you an option to do both long or both short. If you hook just a short one, it looks like a fan. You hook up the long one, it looks like a beam sword, I guess. If you don't like that, they give you 2 beam sabers. So you can hold one on each hand. They give you the hands to do so here. Make sure to show it. Again, one open hand, 2 close fists, that if you don't want to hold any weapon, you could have just hold that. You got trigger hand for the right hand, and then for the one holding the beam saber, you got 2 of those. So an option, either you can hold the beam saber the way I shown holding the beam axe. You could also detach the effect puck and hold it with the wrist. Now I know on the Master Grade, that's where it's supposed to deploy the beam saber handle. It's supposed to be in there. That's what it's supposed to do right here. It's a very good system. They deploy the beam saber, then you are already holding it on the hand. Or you can just plug in like this and fight like that. But unfortunately, it's not long enough. See? There's no way you can plug in the real one in there. But at least pay attention to detail. It gives you an option to plug into the wrist as so. So I like to put back the beam rifle, as was shown when I first have him sit on the shelf and built. So again, to demonstrate how posable the real great Sazabi is, I have the other open hand on his left hand, and you can do so by pretending he's holding the beam rifle and pointing sideways. The head can turn, and if you so choose, can put his shield back on. It got the attachment over here. With such big feet, it's not really that hard to make him stand. However, they do give you an attachment part right here if you want to use the action base. And on the instruction manual, it tells you that you can use the action base 5. This is what this designed for, but I think any action base will do, like even the first one. Now, my favorite part of this, so you know I like to do something a little bit different than other people. And so I have an LED installed on the head, in which case I just need to hook up to a power source. This is not the final form of this, because I need to think of how I want to put hook multiple of these. I like to have all of them have LED gimmicks on the eye. So, but I haven't decided how I want to hook up the circuit, so I haven't really finalized it yet. But be right back. Once it's hooked up to a power source and with the proper amount of resistor that you choose, I got just one LED into the eye, a small one, and this is how it looks like. I'm gonna turn off the light. I know the Master Grade makes it easier for you by having a slot in the chest or inside the top of the torso to slide that in, and it will shine through up to the head. But there's no such luxury in the real grade. It's really pretty cramped in there, so it can barely fit anything. But this is the reason why I didn't put the eye stickers. You can still open up you can still turn the head sideways, so there's really no loss of articulation at all from doing this, and I encourage anyone to do it. It really adds a layer of realism to the figure. So it's a loose connection because it's only temporary right now, so if I move it, it kind of trigger it a little. But you can close the hatch back. So all in all, I highly recommend this figure. Because the Sazabi is such a huge figure, even the 1/144 scale kind of matches pretty well with the Master Grade 1/100, such as the Strike, Gundam, with the IWSP. As you can kind of see, the strike is still a little bit taller, but not by much, by maybe 3/4 of a head maybe. And also because I haven't really make them both stand straight to. If I do it, they probably fall off. So, but the 1144 Sazabi really is pretty close to the master grade 1100 line, and I like that. Like all my kits, if they put side by side next to each other, then they should be close to the same height. They use another 1100, also a wet one. Now the wing kits are usually the smaller mobile suits. They're another Gundam series, and with this comparison, they're almost the same height, about half a head. Put them closer. Maybe not even. It looks like it on the camera, but it's tilted this way. Getting closer, it looks pretty close to the same height. So just a little size and comparison. So with that in mind, that's all in the review. Any questions, feel free to ask me. If I have enough interest, maybe I'll do a tutorial, but there are a lot of nice tutorials out there on how LED circuits work. It's very simple, just a light source, resistor, and the LED, that's all. If you hold up multiple, then it's becoming a little bit more complicated, but still it's just all math and Kirchhoff current law. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.